Hi, sweet friends. Welcome back to Shabby Chic Wonder, your cozy corner for all things charming, rustic, and beautifully imperfect. If you love creating spaces that feel both timeless and lived in, you're in the right place. Today, we're stepping outside to bring that dreamy farmhouse feel to your porch and patio just in time for spring. Whether you have a spacious veranda or a tiny balcony, I'll be sharing easy, affordable, and heartwarming shabby chic styling tips that will completely transform your outdoor space. From soft pastel palettes to vintage treasures and cozy layers, I promise, there's something in here you'll absolutely fall in love with. So grab a cup of tea, get comfy, and let's bring some rustic charm outdoors together. When spring rolls in, one of the simplest ways to refresh your porch or patio is by embracing a soft pastel palette. Think pale pinks, powder blues, gentle creams, and soft greens, all reminiscent of blooming gardens and vintage charm. Incorporating these hues through your cushions, throws, and floral accents can instantly shift the mood, making your outdoor space feel fresh, romantic, and ready for the season. Pastels not only lighten up the space, but also evoke a sense of calm and simplicity that fits right into the shabby chic aesthetic. You don't need to overhaul your entire setup. Even a few pastel touches, like painted flower pots or faded linens, can go a long way. Now that your base color scheme is in place, let's explore how to layer in more cozy textures to create that warm, inviting atmosphere we all love. Once your colors are chosen, it's time to add depth with cozy layers. Texture plays a huge role in creating a lived-in, welcoming porch. Think soft knit throws draped over vintage chairs, embroidered or lace-trimmed pillows, and woven rugs underfoot. These small details can completely transform your space from flat to full of personality. Layering textures is about more than comfort. It brings out that charming, slightly time-worn feel that shabby chic is known for. Don't be afraid to mix materials like linen, burlap, crochet, and cotton to give your outdoor area a tactile, collected overtime look. With your cozy setup in place, let's add a bit of history and character by introducing vintage garden accents. Vintage garden pieces are the secret to adding depth and narrative to your space. Weathered watering cans, aged terracotta pots, chipped enamel pitchers, each one tells a story. Place these treasures strategically around your patio or among your planters. They don't need to be perfect. In fact, their imperfections make them beautiful. When arranged thoughtfully, these pieces bring a whimsical, rustic edge that feels like stepping into a storybook cottage. Try clustering a few vintage finds together or letting one standout item shine as a centerpiece. With these charming additions, your space is starting to take on a life of its own. Now let's gather around and style a dreamy farmhouse tablescape. A farmhouse-inspired tablescape brings heart to your porch, turning even the simplest setup into a space for connection. Use a rustic wood table or drape a linen runner over a vintage piece. Add mismatched dishes, a few antique jars filled with spring blooms, and finish it off with some well-loved lanterns or candle holders. The beauty of a shabby chic tablescape is in its imperfections. Don't overthink it. Mix and match styles and materials, and let nature take the lead. Whether you're hosting brunch or sipping tea solo, this table will become your go-to springtime sanctuary. Speaking of natural beauty, let's bring in even more charm with reclaimed wood elements. Reclaimed wood adds authenticity and soul to your outdoor decor. From DIY shelves and planter boxes to old crates and hand-painted signs, these weathered pieces bring texture and history into your space. Look for boards with natural imperfections, faded paint, or aged metal brackets. They all add to the character. Adding one or two standout wood features can anchor your entire design and make your porch feel like an extension of a cozy farmhouse. You can even get creative by repurposing old furniture or salvaging barn wood for a one-of-a-kind focal point. With these timeless touches in place, it's time to freshen things up with some wildflowers and greenery. There's nothing quite like the effortless beauty of fresh wildflowers and greenery. A few sprigs of lavender in a chipped vase or a bouquet of daisies tucked in a mason jar can breathe life into any corner. Let your arrangements feel loose and natural, as though they were just gathered from a field. Greenery adds balance and softness to rustic materials like wood and metal. Try tucking eucalyptus branches into wreaths, placing ivy in hanging baskets, or using herbs like rosemary for both fragrance and charm. With your greenery gently swaying in the breeze, let's take a look at how to harmonize metals and naturals for that signature farmhouse balance. The key to a well-styled rustic porch is contrast, mixing metal accents with organic textures. Galvanized buckets, vintage milk cans, or old lanterns pair beautifully with woven baskets, jute rugs, and wooden surfaces. These combinations create a rustic industrial balance that feels curated but never overdone. Let your metals age naturally and embrace their patina. The charm of shabby chic lies in its worn-in, relaxed vibe, so there's no need to polish or match everything perfectly. Once you've layered in these thoughtful touches, elevate the look even more with a statement wreath on your front door. A well-placed wreath is more than just a pretty detail. It sets the tone for your entire space. Choose a grapevine base and weave in cotton stems, eucalyptus, or dried florals for a shabby chic look that feels both fresh and nostalgic. Add ribbon or fabric scraps for a touch of softness and movement. Wreaths invite guests in and add a finishing touch to your farmhouse aesthetic. Whether it's hanging on a door, propped on a shelf, or used as a centerpiece, this simple piece speaks volumes. With everything looking picture perfect, let's not forget the magic of lighting, especially as the sun begins to set. As daylight fades, lighting becomes essential in setting the mood. Vintage lanterns, candle clusters, or even string lights add warmth and ambience to your porch. Choose pieces with a weathered finish or delicate detailing to stay within your shabby chic theme. The glow of soft lighting makes your space feel cozy and welcoming, encouraging long evenings of conversation or quiet moments with a book. You've curated your space with love and care. Now let's talk about the final, most important styling tip: keeping it all simple and authentic. At the heart of shabby chic farmhouse styling is authenticity. You don't need to follow every trend or overcrowd your space with decorations. Instead, focus on choosing items that bring you joy, pieces with a story, a little wear, and a lot of heart. Let your space feel lived in, not staged. The goal is to create a haven that reflects who you are. Whether it's a handmade sign, your grandmother's quilt, or a thrifted vase you adore, it's those personal details that make your porch or patio truly special. Remember, rustic charm is all about embracing imperfections and finding beauty in the everyday. And there you have it, my friends, 10 simple and beautiful ways to infuse your porch and patio with springtime farmhouse charm. From layering cozy textures to displaying wildflowers in vintage jars, it's the little touches that turn a space into a sanctuary. Just remember, keep it soft, keep it simple, and most importantly, make it yours. If this video inspired you or made you smile, I'd love for you to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Shabby Chic Wonder for more cozy cottage vibes and creative home styling ideas. Don't forget to leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear how you're styling your own outdoor spaces this spring. Until next time, stay inspired and stay shabby chic.